Opinions and stories around the game we love, told by your favorite storytellers. Stay up to date with all things cricket. Subscribe to Cricbuzz's YouTube channel and press that bell icon now.
The series leveled 1-1. It was all to play for in the third India versus South Africa ODI. The two teams needed to give it their all, especially South Africa. But at the end of it, only one of them did. Let's recap the third ODI right here in our match story. It was a delayed start to the game because of a wet outfield, but at the toss, Shikhar Dhawan got it right. He won the toss and opted to field first, said that he wanted to extract the most out of the moisture on the track. No changes for Team India. For South Africa, though, it was the third captain in a three-match ODI series. David Miller came out to lead the side. There were three changes again for South Africa. Keshav Maharaj, Kagiso Rabada, Wayne Parnell all sitting out. Lungi Ngidi, Andile Peklukwayo and Marco Jansen coming in. South Africa's start with the bat wasn't great because Washington Sundar versus Quinton de Kock, that matchup really worked for Shikhar Dhawan. Washington Sundar drew first blood. Then Siraj and Avesh kept things really tight, and Siraj went on to get two successive wickets in 2 overs. First he got Janneman Malan and then Reza Hendricks. South Africa seemed in trouble, but they didn't know that the trouble was only going to get worse from there on because the Indian spinners were going to spin a web around the Protea batters, and that they did. Shahbaz was brilliant with the ball. He was varying his lengths, varying his pace, and got that wicket off Aiden Markram. As soon as David Miller walked in, this was again a matchup. Washington Sundar came into bowl and got him in that very over. Post that, it was all downhill for South Africa. Kuldeep Yadav came in, wrapped the tail up. At one point, he was on a hat-trick. Couldn't get that hat-trick, but in this very next over, wrapped the South African innings. 8 wickets amongst the Indian spinners, 4 for Kuldeep Yadav, 2 for Shahbaz and 2 for Washington Sundar, as South Africa could only manage 99 runs on the board, their second lowest ODI total while batting first, their lowest against India. With just 100 runs to get, South Africa needed early wickets, and that they didn't get, courtesy of a very positive start from Shubman Gill, who was playing his shots, looked in all his flair. At the other end, Shikhar Dhawan couldn't last long. Ishan Kishan came in, showed some pyrotechnics, but couldn't last long as well. But then Shreyas Iyer and Shubman Gill made sure that there weren't any further hiccups. They took India almost to the finishing line. And Shubman Gill was out on 49, but India had gone home already with a win by then. India winning the series 2-1, winning the third ODI with 7 wickets and with a lot of time to spare. Now, South Africa may have lost out on this series, lost out on a chance to automatically qualify perhaps for the 2023 ODI World Cup, but they had positives galore from this series. Heinrich Klaasen, especially the kind of runs that he got in this series, Reza Hendricks' form, then also in the third ODI, Andrit Noke bowling with that kind of rhythm, bowling with that kind of steam, heading into the T20 World Cup, that'll hold them in good stead. For India, Ishan Kishan, the form that he has, the flair that he's kind of regained in this series, that's a big positive for them. Wickets for Kuldeep. More importantly, wickets, rhythm and form for Mohammad Siraj heading into that T20 World Cup. You never know, he might just be drafted in as Jasprit Bumrah's replacement in that squad. But then, that wraps up our coverage around this India versus South Africa ODI series. For everything else cricket, make sure you stay tuned to Cricbuzz.